Hello there. So it's your girl Nia, and I am currently in Portland, Oregon, in my own salon suite. Quick little, this wall isn't fully complete like I want to, but this wall is, and it looks pretty cute. I'll do like a tour or something, maybe one day. But I wanted to be better at recording. I look like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Don't judge me. So I wanted to do better at recording and keeping up to date with what's going on. Like I feel as though another jump is about to be made. I'm making big changes and I should really consider, documenting them and being more consistent. Like I would make YouTube videos, but they're not consistent. So, and they don't go, they're just not. I'm gonna do better this time. So here we are. So to give you just a rundown, I just moved from Charlotte, North Carolina, back to Portland. I am born and raised in Portland. So this is me coming home, and I'm not staying. I have other plans, so this is just temporary. But I had a job in Charlotte that I really did enjoy. It was a great learning experience. It was the first time I had a job where it felt like I really blended with the people who work there. Like I was very invested in coming to work every day, until that just wasn't the case anymore. And we naturally parted ways. And I just felt like the timing was good. And it made sense. It just like simply made sense for me to transition into something else. Like I wish I would have recorded that too, because it was a back and forth battle within myself. Like I always wanted to stay with a company and really see it through and grow. But I have always been an entrepreneur. I have always, not even like saying that, like I've always just done my own thing, truly and honestly. When it comes to money, I've just always done, I don't know. I'm a hairstylist, I'm a nail tech. Coincidentally, it took me a long time to come around to the fact that I am a hairstylist and I am a nail tech. And that's what I do. And that's what I think about. That's what I've always done. But I used to suppress those ideas of like that being my real career, like a lot of us do. So a lot of these videos are kind of geared around that, because I'm not gonna say I took like a leap of faith. And I feel like a lot of videos kind of make things more dramatic. Maybe not, but I was definitely a person who watched those videos faithfully. Like, how do you manifest this? How do you do this? How do you, or I just took a leap of faith. Like, those taglines, like that's the video. But I feel like it's not that dramatic. It's preparation. And then one day, for me, it was a lot of ranting and going on. But the stuff that I did with myself and would sit with myself and really think, how am I gonna make this work? I'm not happy at the job that I was at, because I felt this urge to do something beyond what I was doing in that present moment. And it's not like it clicked. I have always done hair. I have always done nails, but I just never saw it. There's so many hairstylists, there's so many nail techs, and do it full time. But this is my first time being a full-time hairstylist, I can't say I'm a full-time nail tech because I don't solicit myself as a nail tech. I have my license in both, but I only solicit my services as a hairstylist. I'm a natural hairstylist. I specialize in locks and braids. So here we are. It's probably been about, it's been like 2 weeks, like 2 weeks, going on 3 weeks that I've been in this space. It's been about 2 weeks. It's a lot of preparation. It didn't really take too long to kind of turn the place over, but as far as like, I moved back in the beginning of the month. It's the last week. It literally was 1 month of like a whole life switch. So, I was living in Charlotte, working at a day spa, and I had various positions there. So to going there every day, to then coming back, and now, I work for myself. And it was a moment where I think somebody was like, oh, are we gonna go to your shop today? And it just rung like, is we going to your shop today? Yes. Yes, we are. So I also just wanted to make a point of how I think I manifested the Salon suite. It took a lot of work for me to build the confidence to say, okay, I'm not going to apply for another job. I'm not searching for another job. But it also wasn't just like a leap of faith. It wasn't just something like, oh, I'm gonna go out on a whim and hope I get clients and I decide this today. It just started to make sense. I started to get more bookings. I started to get more inquiries every day, to where I'm like getting legit from 2, 3, and then I'm being more consistent online and showing what I can do. But people are asking me online, people are asking me in person, to the point where I'm like, okay, it's overwhelming my day, it's overwhelming my week. I am very busy when it comes to doing hair. So it just started to make sense. I wasn't being fulfilled anymore at the position that I was at. So, that was easy to make that transition. I feel like a lot of people sell you a dream, because I think I was sold that dream too, because so many times before I just was really impatient and like trying to, I don't want to work for anybody. I can't work for other people. Like, having that attitude. And if I would have quit a job at the time that I was like, thinking like that, or just having that energy within me, I don't think I would have been as successful. And I'm still in my beginning stages, because I've only been in the salon suite for 2.5 weeks. So, but granted, I come back and forth. Whenever I would live out of state, I would come back to Portland every so often and take clients. So, that was my way of knowing that, is this going to be a solid ground for me to stand on? And that's the point I'm trying to make. People sell you a dream and be like, oh, I just took a leap of faith. Maybe you did. But with that leap of faith, we are still humans. We still need to know that things add up. You don't just decide one day, I'm going to have a hot dog stand, and nobody even knows that you're into hot dogs or where to find you or nothing. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I had to make it make sense. And that was that. So that was an easy transition. I am here now. I'm in Portland, and I have this space. The point of me talking about how I manifested it, I went on Pinterest and I really love, you know, as we all do, like those Pinterest photos. And I was going through, I'm like, okay, I want a salon suite and I want big windows. I want my own space. Like I'm getting, look at the goosebumps from thinking about it because I haven't had a time to like really talk about it. Yeah, so I went on Pinterest, picked out the perfect salon suite image that fits, you know, closely to what I wanted. Saved that as my lock screen. I went back in my photos just recently just so I can see, you know, how long really was it, like. So it was maybe, it's October. It was in August. So it was literally last month. So it really wasn't that long at all that I had, I would say that I manifested. Granted, I don't have it in here. I should hang it up in here. But there was another photo I used to, and that one sat there for months. So we don't really know actually what the deciding factor was, but I definitely can say what multiple factors were. And that was, or my methods that I know that helped me. Between like shopping around online and looking at things that I deemed as my perfect space and flashing those images to where it was like in my face passively. So, you know, anytime I'm picking up my phone, anytime I was going into the bathroom because I cut out a picture and put it on my desk, I mean, on my counter, my bathroom counter. So, so I would see it that way. Kind of lost my train of thought. So yeah, those were different methods of me seeing, you know, images of what I wanted in a salon suite. But whole time, I cannot lie, I used to tell myself that I really didn't want a salon suite because I felt like I was too new. And I wanted to work around other stylists. Nail techs, definitely. But it was this, I realized this about myself, and I even had someone else tell me that I downplay myself a lot. And I had to think, like, you know, I'm not a new hairstylist. I've been doing dreads for probably 7 years. I just never worked in a salon. So it made me feel like, oh, you're not really doing nothing. But when it comes to braids, I'm a braider. When it comes to dreads, I am a loctician. And when it comes to nails, I am a nail tech. And that's flat out. Yes, you do gain valuable work experience when you work in a salon and you are around others. So I never wanted to be that type of person like, oh, you know, everybody kind of, especially right now, I feel like a lot of people are running to be in solo spaces. But I didn't want to do that. So while I was manifesting or, you know, coming up with ideas of how I wanted my life and career to look like and like my actual day-to-day, I still didn't want to work solely by myself. I like working in an environment where I'm learning from other people. So that was just in the back of my mind. But I've gotten over that, and I have I feel very confident being in this space. And when it comes to hair and scalp care, people, you know, the way that they review my work, the way that they give me feedback reassures me that I know what the hell I'm talking about. And I have gotten a lot of success stories when it comes to natural hair, you know, so it's something I'm passionate about. So I have, you know, I'm over that idea. But quickly, I guess, to wrap it up, I taking you guys along with me on this journey. I'm gonna upload it to, I guess, my regular YouTube, and I'm just gonna be more consistent with my content. Content, whatever. So that's really it. I think my space is wonderful. It's so cute. It still has some ways to go. And mind you, the price that I got the place at is ridiculous. And it's downtown Portland, and it's in the Pearl District. And for those who are not familiar with Portland, like, that's just an expensive area. Downtown, anywhere in any city, is an expensive area. So the way things started to line up just made me feel more confident in the decisions that I was making. And it made me feel like, okay, go ahead and do what you do. And everything will line up for you, especially if it's your passion. So this looks like a huge green screen. And then look at this big window. So that was like my main point, was to get a huge window. So that's that. I'm really excited. This is just the beginning. So that's why I wanted to do a video. And it's like, okay, look, this is how this happened. I'm gonna stay more consistent. I should probably do my own hair, but that's that. I'm just gonna be documenting how this goes, and hopefully, maybe, who knows, that somebody will feel inspired or something. But you know what, even with that, it was so many times that I think I felt inspired by watching somebody else's video, but once it hits you and everything just lines up perfect, it's really about patience, because this happened so naturally. It was like, okay, I decided one day, you know what, I think I'm gonna put in my 2-week notice at that job. You know what, I think I'm gonna let my roommate and living situation know that I'm gonna be leaving at the end of the month. And when I got here, I had no idea. Like, you know, I was doing hair at my Nana's house, and that was still a beautiful space. I had my own room, and it was very professional, but that was something I did since high school. That's almost 10 years. So that is a long time. Almost 10 years. I'm not 30. So, you know, it just happened naturally. It was just like, oh, there's a space available. My friend told me about that. Is what price? Where? And I get to decorate how I want to. I found this chair, the Salon chair, basically brand new, for $50. So it was just like so many things started to happen, and it was like, okay, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And think if I would have said no to any of it. It's like, okay, so what did you say that you wanted again? So it's happening. And even with me slowly transitioning to California, it's happening. So I'm gonna be taking you guys with me while I go to California in about 3 weeks. So we're gonna see how things line up when we get there. So I'm really excited about life. I'm really excited about how things are going. I'm really focused right now. Lastly, once you get out of your own way, stuff really starts to line up. And we're gonna see how this whole thing, you know, unfolds. But I'm using you guys as my source of accountability to really keep myself on track. One thing is for sure, I be dog tired. I really be working more than I ever worked for any job. Like being up at 6 o'clock in the morning, not going to bed until like 11, 12, maybe, you know. I'm tired, but it's a good tired, and I feel rejuvenated when I wake up and I get to plan hair. So that's that. It's Nia LaShawn. Some of you know Nia Ping, but here we are. Toodaloo.